Cindy-Louise, I am so happy to chat to you.
Oh, thank you
Really.
so much. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, it's VTN. It's a Lift You Up. Lift You Up is a new talent show, music show. For those of you that don't know, Cindy-Louise is way up there representing South Africa. And we are very proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a very exciting experience. And honestly, I'm just so honored to be representing South Africa. I'm like waving my little flag there.
You're like the Miss World of South Africa, the ambassador. Listen, just explain to us the show. There is a stage. I think it's a brilliant concept. How does the stage, this machinery work? Because you're on a stage and then it literally lifts you up. Or how does it work for our South African viewers?
Yes, exactly. So I don't want to say it's terrifying, but like it's kind of there, you know. There's no like safety precautions, which I was actually quite shocked about, but
Mm,
I'm pretty sure that it passes all the safety regulations. So what happens is that it's kind of like a blind audition. So you start at like below the stage so nobody can see you. So like when you get
okay.
the voice, you get the chairs that turn and then they finally see you. So here it's a completely different concept. Nobody sees you and you'll start singing and you're underneath the stage and the people in the audience get to vote. So as they're voting, then you start lifting. And once you get past, I think it's like 40%, then they can actually start seeing your face. And then once you go past 50%, then the real rise starts and you start going like kind of like all the way into the air, I guess, with this machinery. But it's like, it's so funny because when they explained the whole concept, I thought like,
Yes.
okay, this is like super duper cool. But actually being on this stage, like, you have so much going on in your mind because you're like concentrating on the music. They've got this huge board in front of you with the points. So you're thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, please just get over 50 to begin with. And then you see everybody, and then all these lights start. So it's very exciting and exhilarating. I'm glad that I don't kind of stress under pressure because I can imagine people get like, oh,
Because it's the stage lifting, it's the lights, it's the
yeah,
live audience, and it's a competition
yes.
that
And there's
is
500 people in the audience. So it's not like one person
wow.
sitting there, you know?
What do you do for your nerves? Are you just a calm? You've been performing so many
Yeah.
times in your life, though.
Honestly, yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, like, do I ever get stage fright? And I said, like, I don't think so anymore. Like, I kind of have my little ritual and I just
Mm,
stay calm and I put my headphones on so all the other singers don't kind of psych me out. And I'm just like in
yes,
my own little bubble. And then once I'm there, I kind of like transform and it's just like me and the music and nothing else matters.
because your rendition or your Mr. Sandman,
Mhm.
Devo, thank you very much as well. We just have to give a big shout out to him. But Mr. Sandman was a haunting piece. I was actually sitting last night listening to your music. I listened to Tattoo. I listened to your albums, and it's this haunting voice that just blows me away. It really, really does. Mr.
Oh.
Sandman, how did that happen? Was that your choice to sing that?
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for taking the time to listen. That's so sweet of you. Like, new fan, yay!
New fan.
Yay! So, actually, it's kind of like a funny thing because I did choose the song, but then on another hand, it was chosen for me because
Mm,
before you actually get to the TV stage of this competition, there are like 3 to 4 auditions beforehand. And
okay.
then in every one of those auditions, they kind of like test your vocal ability. And then they send you like a Spotify list of like, this is what we suggest you choose from. And
Okay.
then like I think for the last audition, I had to prepare 7 songs within a week. So I'm just like, wow, like I didn't even know I could remember so fast because it always has to be off book, hey? Like you can't have a piece of paper
You
with the
can't go,
lyrics there.
Mr. Sandman.
Exactly. And I didn't even know I could learn that fast, to be honest. But I think
Well
the
done.
adrenaline just started like pumping. And for the audition itself, like I don't think I sang it that well in the sense of before the show, obviously.
Mm.
But the whole like producers kind of squad were kind of like, yes, that's the song for you. That's what we're gonna pick. And then they sent me a backtrack, and then I just started piecing it together, like how I was really gonna make it mine and make it like haunting and make it dramatic and make it theatrical. And then that was the results.
Because the words haunting, theatrical, that is what is so relevant in your music. It's really something that's a signature of
Yes.
Cindy-Louise. And your opera training, of course, you are opera trained. Tell us a bit about your opera background. So it's so interesting for me.
Oh, thank you. I started training at 16. I am 30 now, so I've got a few years behind me. And I was always kind of mesmerized by how these amazing people sung, like all the training it went through. And I really like tell everybody it's not like one day you wake up and you decide you're going to be an opera singer or a singer in general.
No.
Like it's really a lifestyle. My whole life revolves around being a singer. I feel like it's literally my whole identity. When people ask me like, what are your hobbies? I literally say like I have no hobbies. Like there's nothing else. I have like little things, but everything actually goes back to singing. Like even me reading books, it's to basically find new literature and new words, and that's for songwriting. But I started at 16 and my teacher was Helen Knight. She was so
Oh,
adorable. And
hello,
like
Helen Knight.
like a
Thank you,
little
Helen
old
Knight.
lady. Yeah, a little old lady in the back room. And she had like a little piano. She was very cute. And then I went on to university. I studied at Tux, and I also did 2 years at the Mediterranean Opera Festival, which is in Italy. And I actually sung in operas in Sicily in front of all these like crowds
You
of
sang in
people.
Figaro, didn't you? Was one of
Yes, the
the
Marriage of
opera.
Figaro.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Wow,
And I
difficult.
decided to do like the biggest role too, which is 3 hours of full singing Susanna. So I guess that's where the memory kind of comes. I think if I had to sing it now, I wouldn't remember anything, to be honest. Maybe like one aria. My drive eventually falls out. Like when I
I
learn new
so
stuff, the old stuff
maybe this
goes.
helped you with Mr. Sandman to remember all your lines for Mr. Sandman after you've done that. So
Yeah.
so you did the opera thing and then you moved and we sad to lose you, but there you are representing us. You moved to the Netherlands and now you're in this competition's in Belgium. Is this
Yes,
about
exactly.
how did you enter the competition?
I was actually just randomly looking online for like singing competitions because at the end
Okay.
of the day, I'm an independent artist. And I found like, as much as I do feel like my career is going in a really nice direction, I wanted to kind of like make a BAM and I wanted people to start taking me more seriously. And I thought like, how do you get all this exposure in one go? And the only thing I could think of is like, you have to be on like some sort of TV competition.
Absolutely. Mm.
So then I was like researching, and unfortunately, in the Netherlands, they don't really have that many competitions because there was this whole kind of lawsuit going on. They had the Voice of Holland, but then there was like sexual harassment claims, and they've kind of not
Okay.
done anything for the last 3 years because they've been sorting all of that out in courts. And I was like, okay, well, then what am I going to do? And I thought, well, Belgium's like 2 hours away. How hard could it be? You know?
Fly to Belgium. Let me just enter a competition and do
Yeah.
well. Oh wow.
Exactly. Well, I drove, but
Did you
but
drive?
still,
Okay.
yeah, I drove.
And I mean, it's so exciting. Listen, congratulations with Dit is wat my mama zijn. I mean, I listened to it. It's stuck in my head now. Tell us a bit about, am I pronouncing him right? Meteor.
Yeah,
Meteor. Is that
Meteor.
he is amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
how was it working with him? He's a big star back there.
he really is. Honestly, it was like a kind of like a dream come true because you always see these people from afar, and of course, like they're just normal people like us. But you kind of get this like stardom thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm starstruck right now. You're actually having a conversation with me, and like even my voice now is getting all high pitched because it was very exciting. And it was, again, I think this whole competition was just like full of adrenaline because they were like, okay, these are like the two songs you can choose from that we've
Mm.
kind of chosen for you. Because remember, he has to sing with 6 people. And it's kind of like, how is he going to remember everything? Because even though it is his songs, because we have to choose from a repertoire of his original songs.
Mm.
So even though it is his songs, like he has to kind of adjust here and there for each person because everyone doesn't sing the same or perform the same. And we only have like a 2 minute slot. So we have to shorten everyone. Now he has to remember all of that for like six
Incredible.
people. So they
Mm.
kind of like divvied up the songs and they were like, you get to choose between this or this. And I must admit, like, when I entered for the competition, because you could choose who you wanted to be paired with, like who do you have in mind? And I just thought, hey, I just want to get to TV. So I'm just going to pick all 4 people, not realizing that I might make it through. And and I might be paired with someone that only sings Dutch. And I thought, ooh, this is a bit of a problem. Also, keep in mind, like, I only had 2 days to actually learn the song and perform. So I was kind of
Crazy.
like, yeah, I was like, there was no ways in this lifetime that I could sing like something like really amazing in the sense of in Dutch, because it's very difficult. Like, even though I do speak Dutch, some of the words and
Yes.
some of the sentence structures are very hard for me to articulate because I'm like purely English. So it's like the roundness and all of that. And I thought, I don't want to now get on stage and sound like a complete moron because I can't pronounce something right, because it's very evident,
And this is
You
his
can't
song,
really.
and I'm singing with him. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, you can't kind of fake it until you make it in that instance. So I thought, oh, what am I going to do? And I remember speaking with him, and he said, like, oh, he would really actually love it if I could sing like an African language, like maybe Afrikaans or something. And I thought, like,
Great.
that I could do because my dad's Afrikaans and I speak a bit of Afrikaans. So that was a much better idea in my mind because the pronunciation would at least be right. So you see, my mom and I, like, the day, like, I sang Mr. Sandman that night, we were like translating this song, like, oh my gosh, like, what are we going to do? How does this fit? Rewriting the whole song. Next day, we went to his studio. I was like, what do you think of this? Holding my breath, like, please just say it's okay because I can't sing in Dutch. And then he was like, no, he really loves it. So I was like, yeah, happy
Thank you.
days.
Because it's so
Exactly.
interesting when I watched the video, I was, but Cindy-Louise is doing it in Afrikaans, and it
Yeah.
sounds so nice, with the Dutch
Yeah.
going together. And it means a lot for us as well, that you're singing a bietjie Afrikaans daar so in België.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I get to represent my country even more then. So it's fantastic.
I know. And is dit hartlik bedank? Is dit hartlik bedank? Hoe sê
Ja.
ek? Hartlik bedank aan VTN dat julle so
Ja.
mooi kyk na Cindy-Louise.
Oh.
Lift you up. Ons is so trots op jou. Humanity is probably one of my favorite albums, your first album that came out. And the producer of that was a very interesting guy.
Yes, so the producer of that album was Nicholas Watts, and then the person who helped me with the songwriting and the instrumentation was Andre Schiepers. So it's actually produced by South Africans.
This thing that you are so theatrical and that you are going to carry on with your opera, combining it with commercial music, I think that is just something that I found fascinating. And I hope you never lose that, because that is for me what makes Cindy-Louise who she is.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I've really struggled in the sense of artist development, because a lot of the time I want to I don't want to say move away from the opera, but I wanted to do something a little bit more modern. But at the on the other hand, I can't change the way my voice sounds. It's automatically theatrical because first of all, I've done the training, and second of all, that's just kind of the timbre of my voice. So I thought, you know what, instead of constantly running away from it, I'm going to run towards it. And a lot of people like it. So that's cool.
Well, if you look at rockers and the glam rockers and all of that, and I mean, even bands like Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson's operatic style, it's always something that has intrigued me. So I'm very, very grateful for voices like yours and technique like yours. So what is happening in the competition now? Tell us, what is up? What is happening? What does the future hold?
I'm telling you, spill the tea, right? Spill
some tea.
So unfortunately, I don't move on to the next round, which I'm sad about because but it's the thing is, it's not even that I'm not sad that I didn't win or anything. I'm more sad that the journey stopped because I've made so many amazing friends. The whole experience itself has been so amazing and exhilarating, and it's really kind of given me that oomph I felt like I was missing a little bit in my life. So the day after, I kind of really felt oh, so now what do I do? But you know what? It's okay, because at the end of the day, everything kind of works out for a reason. I always say God has a plan.
Yes.
So very happy about that, actually, because I have enrolled in another competition that I can't tell you about.
Can I talk to you again during that competition? And then we can be there. But it's not always, I don't know. I spoke to Mark Hayes the other day. I don't know if you know him. And he was part of Pop Idol. He didn't win. But still, he's got this presence. And so it is about the fact that you represented South Africa, that you really rocked it. And we are so incredibly proud of you, Cindy-Louise.
Oh.
And you follow Cindy-Louise. Also, you've got a YouTube channel. You've got beautiful videos on there. Beautiful music. We're hoping for more music coming out from you. And
Very
more
soon.
albums, very soon.
Very soon.
And I'm going to post them. As soon as they come out, you let us know, because we are really fans of yours, Cindy.
Thank you so
And
much.
listen, you must have a great day. We are super proud of you. Lift you up. Thank you very much also to VTN to give you this opportunity. And also, it was great chatting to you.
Thank you so much. And may everyone have a wonderful day.
And I love your soft toys there in the background. I just
Thank
love.
you. I
Thank
collect
you.
them.
I
They're
can
very
see that.
adorable.
I'm going to
Oh,
send
and
you
I
a
have
few.
to show you my favorite.
Show me,
guys.
just show me your favorite one. That's why you don't have anxiety before you go on stage, because you have a little soft. There's Yoda at the back. I can
Yes,
see Yoda.
exactly. Good baby Yoda. But like, I'm obsessed with pandas. Like, even I
I
even
can
have a
see
panda
that.
tattoo.
Do you like Kung Fu Panda? Because that's one of my favorite
Yes.
movies. I
I
love
do.
It's inner peace. Inner peace.
That's how I feel. And like, I also feel like it's great because like he just eats all the time and I do too. So
Maybe they should give you the voice in the next Kung Fu Panda. I think
and
so.
I feel like I should do the masked singer and I should be a panda.
You know what I think you should do? You know what I think you should do is sing the next James Bond song.
Ooh, yes. I'm totally up for that.
Because
100%.
you've got the voice for the next James Bond. You are going to rock it. So, yes. Thank you, Cindy-Louise, and have a beautiful day. It was an absolute
Thank you
honor
so
to talk to you.
much.
Bye. Proud of you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.